Hello students, I am Mrs. Madhavi Salodkar. Today we have to start with second unit for Business Statistics Paper 1 SY BCom students. The name of the topic is Multiple Regression, Partial and Multiple Correlation. This is the second unit for Business Statistics Special Elective Course 6 Multiple Regression, Multiple and Partial Correlation. We will see the syllabus, Introduction, Multiple Regression, Yule's notation, statement of equation of plane of regression of x1 on x2 and x3, properties of residuals, coefficient of multiple and partial correlation, multiple correlation in terms of total and partial correlation, coefficient of regression, standard error of estimate, advantages and limitations of multiple correlation analysis, examples and problems. So total 16 lectures are allocated to this topic. Let us see the introduction. Some statistical methods serve as forecasting or estimation techniques. One of such techniques is regression analysis. We have learnt the concept of linear regression and correlation with respect to two variables. It is called as simple correlation and regression. However, in practice, we observe that in some phenomena, the variable under study is influenced by two or more variables. Hence, two variables are not sufficient to describe it. For example, consider estimation of national income. It is based on several factors such as agricultural yield, industrial production, import, export, production of minerals, marine wealth, etc. In order to achieve accuracy in prediction, it is necessary to include all interrelated variables in the regression model. Among such variables, a variable whose numerical value is to be predicted is taken as dependent variable or response variables, and the remaining all variables are treated as independent variables or explanatory variables. The regression analysis based on the dependent variable and two or more independent variables is referred to as multiple regression. Some practical situations involving trivariate data where it can be used are as follows. First situation, a manager of a store believes that the number of units sold by one depends on the number of times an advertisement occur in the newspaper by 2 and price of the product by 3. Here y1 is a dependent variable while y2 and y3 are independent variables. The estimate of y1 based on y2 alone or y3 alone will not be accurate. Second situation, the blood pressure of a person y1 is generally associated with weight of the person, that is called as y2, and age of the person, we can say y3. In this case also, y1 is a dependent variable and y2 and y3 are independent variables. Next example, monthly rent of the flat y1 is likely to be based on area of the flat, let us call it y2, as well as its distance from central place of the city, that is nothing but y3. Next example, Marks secured by a student may be related with their IQ, which is nothing but y2, and the number of hours of study, let us call it as y3. In above situations, for estimation of dependent variable, we need to establish a mathematical relationship between the dependent variable and two or more independent variables. The simplest relationship between these variables is linear. Accordingly, the regression is called as multiple linear regression. Trivariate sample data and notation. Suppose we are interested in study of multiple regression and correlation for three variables y1, y2 and y3. To deal with the population involving these variables, is generally not practicable, as it may be laborious, time consuming, costly. Hence, we draw a sample of size n from the corresponding population for further study. See the notation. The ith observation in the sample on variables y1, y2, y3 is denoted by y1i, y2i, y3i. I can take value 1, 2, 3 up to n. Such n-ordered triplets from trivariate sample data, such n-ordered triplets form trivariate sample data. The representation of these in trivariate sample data in tabular form is as follows. See, there are three variables, variable y1, y2 and y3. Observations in sample for y1, y11, y12, y1i up to y1n. If you take the arithmetic mean of first sample, it is y1 bar. If you take the variance of sample, it becomes sigma 1 square. For variable y2, the observations in sample are y21, y22, y2i up to y2n. The sample mean is nothing but y2 bar and sample variance is nothing but y2 sigma 2 square. Similarly, y3 is the variable. Observations in the sample are y31, y32, y3i up to y3n. The sample mean is y3 bar and sample variance is sigma 3 square. For the sake of simplicity, we measure the variables from their respective arithmetic means. In other words, we subtract the arithmetic means from respective variable. That is, we denote them as x1 is equal to y1 minus y1 bar, x2 is equal to y2 minus y2 bar, and x3 is equal to y3 minus y3 bar. Summation of x1 is equal to summation of x2 is equal to summation of x3 is nothing but 0. This is the property of arithmetic mean. So therefore, x1 bar is equal to 0, x2 bar is equal to 0, and x3 bar is equal to 0. So xi is nothing but yi minus yi bar. Variance of xi is nothing but variance of yi. So variance of xi is nothing but sigma I square, which can be written as summation xi square upon n for I is equal to 1, 2, 3, because x1 bar, x2 bar, x3 bar, the values are 0. There will be three possible pairs of variables, x1, x2, x2, x3 and x3, x1. The correlation coefficient between these pairs of variables will be as follows. Small r12 is equal to correlation between x1 and x2 which can be written as summation of x1 x2 divided by n into sigma 1 sigma 2. R23 is equal to correlation coefficient between x2 and x3, which can be written as summation x2 x3 divided by n into sigma 2 sigma 3. And R13 is nothing but correlation coefficient between x1 and x3, which can be written as summation x1 x3 divided by n into sigma 1 sigma 3. So the generalized formula Rij is equal to correlation coefficient between xi xj can be written as summation xi xj divided by n into sigma I sigma j. I can take value from I and j can take value from 1, 2, 3. Small r12, small r23, small r13 are termed as total correlation coefficients. The matrix of correlation coefficients is denoted by R and is given by capital R is equal to R11, R12, R13, R21, R22, R23, R31, R32, R33. Now R11 is the perfect positive correlation of x1 with x1. So we can replace R11 by 1. R22 is nothing but correlation coefficient between x2 and x2. It is also perfect positive correlation. So we can replace R22 as 1. Similarly, R33 is also written as 1. So the matrix R can be written as 1, R12, R13, R21, 1, R23, R31, R32 and 1. Now Rij is the correlation coefficient between I and j, which is similar to correlation coefficient between j and I. So R12 can be written as R21, R13 is same as R31 and R32 is same as R23. Cofactors of element in the determinant of R. So determinant of R is written as determinant of 1, R12, R13, R21 is same as R12, 1, R23, R31 is same as R13, R23 and 1. Suppose Rij denote cofactor of element Rij, I and j can take value from 1 to 3 in determinant of R. It is defined as Rij, capital Rij is equal to minus 1 raised to I plus j minor of Rij, where minor of Rij is the determinant obtained by detecting the ith row and jth column. Hence, the cofactors of elements in determinant R will be as follows. R11 is equal to minus 1 raised to 1 plus 1. Detect first column and first row. See the matrix R. So first row and first column, if you detect it, the remaining part will be 1, R23, R23 and 1. So 1, R23, R23 and 1. If I want to solve this, it becomes minus 1 raised to 2, so which is nothing but plus 1. 1 into 1 minus R23 into R23. So we can say that it is equal to 1 minus R square to 3. So R12, capital R12 can be considered as minus 1 raised to 1 plus 2. Now detect first row and second column. So first row and second column we will hide. The remaining part we will write in the determinant form R12, R23, R13 and 1. So R12, R23, R13 and 1. So minus 1 raised to 3 will remain minus 1, because minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1 3 times. So this value will be minus 1. Solve this determinant. 1 into R12 minus R23 into R13. So the formula can be considered as minus 1, because minus 1 raised to 3 becomes minus 1, which is equal to R into R12 minus R23 into R13. Similarly, capital R13 can be written as minus 1 raised to 1 plus 3, R12, 1, R13 and R23. Now from where did I get this? See the determinant R. We want first row and third column to hide. So if you see the determinant, so first row and third column, if you hide, then R12, 1, R13 and R23. So we can solve it further as minus 1 raised to 4, R12 into R23 minus 1 into R13. Then the equation of plane of regression of x1 on x2 and x3 is given by x1 minus x1 bar R11 upon sigma 1 plus x2 minus x2 bar into R1 capital R12 divided by sigma 2 plus x3 minus x3 bar R13 divided by sigma 3 is equal to 0. Here x1 is dependent variable and x2 and x3 are independent variables. This equation is used when value of x1 is to be estimated and values of x2 and x3 are given. Second equation, the equation of plane of regression of x2 on x1 and x3 is given by x1 minus x1 bar R21 upon sigma 1 plus x2 minus x2 bar capital R22 upon sigma 2 plus x3 minus x3 bar R23 upon sigma 3 is equal to 0. Here x2 is a dependent variable and x1 and x3 are independent variables. This equation is used when value of x2 is to be predicted when values of x1 and x3 are given. Third equation, the equation of plane of regression of x3 on x1 and x2 is given by x1 minus x1 bar capital R31 divided by sigma 1 plus x2 minus x2 bar capital R32 divided by sigma 2 plus x3 minus x3 bar R33 upon sigma 3 is equal to 0. Here x3 is a dependent variable and x1 and x2 are independent variables. This equation is used when value of x3 This equation is used when value of x3 is to be predicted and values of x1 and x2 are given.